Mm. That stuff is so temporary always.
But now they're turning that building into a fucking hotel.
Oh yeah.
We all got kicked out. And it's getting turned into another hotel, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. Because the city, like everyone, there were a lot of.
Do they need help?
It was a pretty good opposition to it, but the city approved it anyway. And now we just have another hotel.
Yeah, I think it's really sad that Asheville's gonna, I don't know, that they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think I want to get out of Asheville and let Asheville be small if it can. I wouldn't, of course it won't. But
hotels don't really make it bigger though. Hotels just bring more like tourists.
yeah.
Like there's no investment in actual creating like jobs or housing. I mean, there's a little bit of.
Do you think that more people could live there if it was like co-housing all over, or? I mean, it'd be sweeter.
If they built those modern types of structures that are kind of like hypothetical now, I think that you could have a lot more people living in Asheville. Because Asheville, the one thing Asheville has, I mean, you were talking about, the resources and how beautiful the land is. Asheville has all these climates around it where you can grow a lot of stuff, and there's plenty of water because it's in a watershed. So it's like you could have, like if the environment keeps tanking like the way that it is, you could have places like Asheville would be places where they could build art colleges and things like that would be built up instead of spread out, and you would build these high rises that would include like farming and other types of operations in them, and have people living and all those things. But like if things keep like warming up, the only downside of Asheville is it has all the rivers. So like if the sea level rises a lot, like they're talking about, that won't just affect like the coast. That'll affect like the water levels in all the rivers around the country. So the rivers will come up, like like all the River Arts District, and
we're like 30 years out from that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like down by Biltmore, that could all.
That's like the 350 movement. Is that idea, that concept that we got 30 years before the sea levels rise?
Yeah, the sea levels have been like this year, and the Antarctic, it got up to almost like 40 degrees, which is like the warmest is ever. I think 38 degrees was the record high temperature. And so like we could either let the water levels rise and then move everyone to higher ground basically, or they could try to build some sort of water management system that would be kind of like what they have in the Netherlands and stuff like that. But that would be to like a huge scale, because they'd have to build it like all over the seaboards and like around rivers and all that kind of stuff. There'd have to be a lot of stuff built. So it's almost like if they were going to do that, it would be like now would be the time to start building all that.
We have to minimalize. Like the things that everything we use, ultimately it'll have to be minimalized. We'll have to like really savor the taste of an olive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there could be, because like what the way they're talking about building like housing in the future would be to have a lot of people living in the same space, to have these types of buildings where you would have roofs and outcrops and balconies and things where you would have agriculture going on in the building itself, because plants are important for, we have to eat things, but plants are really important for the air quality. Not just that they produce oxygen that we breathe, but also just the